Hello! So I thought I'd make a quick video, follow-up video from yesterday's video. I apologize for the rain and potential loudness in the background. We're having a little bit of a thunderstorm here right now. Yesterday's video, the second half of it was a little bit convoluted. I was hesitant to even put that second part out there because I didn't want to confuse people. But the reason it was complicated and confusing is because when we start discussing willpower, the way that Coué is talking about it, and how we have a tendency to incorrectly utilize our willpower and have it work against us as opposed to for us, it's very easy for those concepts to be confusing, which is one reason that people just don't even go there trying to explain them or trying to utilize that idea as often as, in my opinion, they should. Quite frankly, I think you're going to appreciate the law of reversed effort and what Coué is saying once you're pretty familiar with general law of attraction principles and concepts and have tried to apply them in your life for, many months, if not years. If you're on this channel, chances are that that's who you are. You're probably not like a newbie to the law of attraction. As I often say, Coué is too simple for newbies to the law of attraction. Too seemingly straightforward. But when we try to apply what Coué is saying, we realize that even though it's so straightforward and simple, it's not easy to apply a lot of the time. And we really learn from Coué through his simplicity. Through his dictum to always simplify and not complicate. So I just wanted to hopefully clarify a little bit more, if I can, about this point, about why when we give a lot of mental effort, when we use willpower to get what we want, and we don't feel aligned with our desire, if we don't feel good about our desire, if we're trying to do something mentally to make sure our desire happens, how we have a tendency to actually subvert our desire from occurring. And the reason for that basically is because when we exert too much mental effort, we essentially create doubt. So, Coué always said that your willpower is a powerful tool. Your imagination supersedes it and is stronger than your willpower. But if you can align your willpower with your imagination, you're a force. You're a strong force when you're able to do that. And the idea behind that is something like, or an example of that is like, you want to do something, you say you're going to do it, and then you use your willpower to help you do that. In other words, you have to take action during the day, right? Action is part of living. And what you want to do is be like, what, I'm going to do this thing, and I'm taking action now to do it. And you utilize your willpower to do it. You take action, you're motivated, you use your initiative to get stuff done. But when we're in that state, even if we're seemingly doing a lot of stuff, doing seemingly difficult activities, working long hours, being very involved, actively involved, doing things, and utilizing our willpower, even though we're doing all those things, if we are aligned imaginatively with what we want, if we feel good while we're doing these things, there's a sense of flow to it, a real sense of flow. Like right now, I'm just talking to you. It's seamless because I want to be talking to you. And there's a sense of flow to it because it's what I desire to be doing. I want to communicate these ideas to you. And the fact that it's pouring out, that it apparently might now be hailing, that these ideas are not that easy to explain, that somebody just text messaged me and I'm trying to ignore the text message so I can talk to you. It's okay because I'm aligned with what I want to do, which is to make a good video to explain this to you. And, my willpower is in accord with that. Now, if I'm trying to will it to make it happen and I don't, imaginatively, I'm worried it's not going to happen. Oh, the noise outside is too loud. I'm going to get distracted by the text message or whatever. That's imaginative doubt. And that imaginative doubt, if I'm then trying to compensate for that imaginative doubt by being like, oh, I have to focus more, pay more attention on the video. If I do that, I'm going to make a worse video. Or perhaps I don't make a video at all. Coué gives the example of, if you have a wooden plank and it's 1 foot off of the ground and you want to walk along that plank, it's very easy to walk along that plank. If you're an adult or a kid, you can pretty easily just walk along that plank to the other side of the plank. Now, that same exact plank, if you elevate that 30 feet in the air, very few people are going to be able to walk across that same plank. The exact same plank 30 feet up that we so easily walked across when it was 1 foot up, we can't walk across easily when it's 30 feet up in the air. Why is that? It's because of our imagination. We freak ourselves out and think we can't do it. We imagine we can't do it. And because of that, we can't do it. Or at least the vast majority of us can't do it. But it's the same plank. Physically, you're doing the same thing. 1 foot up from the ground or 30 feet up from the ground. But we're exponentially more scared of falling and likely will fall because we're high off the ground. That's how our mind works. And so when we want something, it's great to just go out and get it and do what you need to do. For instance, I wanted to make this video now. I decided just to do it. And my willpower is aligned with it. But what happens is when we want big things in our life, oftentimes we overthink it, worry about it not occurring, not happening, and actually hinder the process from occurring smoothly, naturally, for there being a flow to what's happening and what we have to do, or for the thing even to happen at all. We hinder it with our imagination. That's the law of reversed effort. That's another, just another way of looking at it. You want to, utilize your willpower and the action that you have to take and that you want to take during the day. You want to utilize that willpower with your imagination and have them being in accord to the best of your ability. And you want to notice when you're not in accord and realize that imaginatively you're actually subverting what you want from happening as opposed to letting it happen. Observe it and then correct it to the best of your ability. And again, that doesn't always just happen magically. This is something you have to observe many times and become very aware of before you're effectively able to change it. And again, that's why something like the success indicator that W. Clement Stone talks about can be so powerful, because with the success indicator, you become more aware of your daily behavior and are more able to redirect your behavior so your willpower can be aligned with your imagination as opposed to, inadvertently working against it. So I hope this made more sense and added to yesterday's video. If you have questions, feel free to email me, and we'll talk again soon.